come on over. I'll fill you in real quick. By all means, come on in, have a seat. All right, I'm talking about the tallest soldier here at Valley Forge. And ask them if they knew who was the tallest soldier. Anybody know who the tallest soldier was?
George Washington.
That's who most people come up with. And it's a good guess, but it's wrong. He was pretty tall. He stood 6'2", 6'3". Most of the soldiers were about my height, 5'6", 5'7". But we had a soldier here, a Portuguese man, who stood 6'6", a giant of a man with a giant of a reputation. Well, at least during the Revolutionary War. Most people know nothing about him anymore, which of course makes a great reason to tell the story, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, Peter's going to do wonderful things throughout the Revolution. But first, I suppose you're wondering, how do we get this giant Portuguese man into our Continental Army? So I'm going to let him tell you his story. Ah, my amigos, my friends. When I was just a little boy of about 4 years old, I was abandoned on a wharf in Virginia. And I didn't speak a word of English, only my native tongue of Portuguese. But people, they took pity on me because they thought I was cute. You see, I had dark hair and dark eyes, just like you do. And I always dressed in my finest suit with my shiny buckles on my shoes, one with a P, one with an F. And I cut a very nice figure like I do now, yes?
Yes.
Ah, thank you. Well, one person in particular, the local judge in town, he took pity on me. And he taught me how to speak English, and how to read, and how to write. But mostly what he did was he watched me grow. And grow some more. Until about 14, I really stood out in the crowd. A crowd that heard a very important speech done in Virginia in 1775 by a man named Patrick Henry. Give me liberty or give me death. These words, they fired my soul. So when I turned 15, I joined the army. Me, Private Peter Francisco, in the service of the United States. And right away I saw action. The Battle of Brandywine, gunshot wounds in the leg. The Battle of Germantown, the siege of Fort Mifflin, wounded again. But 2 months later, I was back in the army. Just in time to spend the winter here at Valley Forge. Yay?
Yay.
Well, we marched out of here in June of 1778, right up to Monmouth, New Jersey, where you'll never guess what happened. Got wounded again! But the next summer up at Stony Point, New York, 9-inch gash to me stomach. I know that one hurt. But not so much that I couldn't finish off 3 British grenadiers and capture their flag. And you think that would be enough for one soldier, right? Not for me. Kept right on going. It's a good thing I did too, because I saved some of the best for last. I remembered it was this summer that I turned 20. And we were marching down south. Past me home in Virginia, down into the Carolinas. Camden. Now that was a bad day for us Americans. You see, the British, they had us surrounded in a full rout. So I stabbed a cavalry officer right off of his horse. I jump onto that horse and start riding right through the British lines. Came upon my commander. Poor commander, he looked tired. So I gave him the horse. I didn't need the horse. I was young, I was forte, I was strong. But as I turned around, I saw something behind me, and it was a big something. It was one of our cannon. Now, we only had 2 cannon at the time. Couldn't very well let the British have it, now could I? So I go over to this cannon, and it is very big. They say it weighed about 1,000 pounds. Which I pull my shoulder right underneath that cannon, and I lift it, and I carry that cannon right off the field, and I hit it where the British couldn't find it. Hey, now that was heavy. Now Peter, he continues to fight right up to the surrender at Yorktown, 1781. His fellow soldiers, they love to tell the tale of this larger-than-life soldier who, it is said, receives a larger-than-usual sword from George Washington himself, 5 foot long. A sword befitting a man of his stature, his strength, and his dedication to the cause, without whose help we might never have won this war. Obrigado, amigos. Thank you, my friends. So much information.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Wow.
Well,